Andrew McGahan for SevereMMA, standing alongside Brad One Punch Pickett. Brad, you were talking yesterday about how the weight cut down to 125. You don't like doing test cuts unless you're getting paid. Now that you're a couple of months out and back up at a normal weight, we'll say, how did you find the first cut down?
To be honest, I found the first cut easier making 125 than I did 135. I cut the same amount of water as I always did, as in what I would do is diet down and have 12 pounds of water to cut. What I just did, I dieted from a lot further out. I got myself really, really lean, and rather than when I made bantamweight, I just diet for a few weeks and then make the weight. Now I have to diet for a lot longer out. With that weight cut, I think I dieted way too far out the last time because I'd never made the weight before. I was a bit worried, so I dieted for ages. I was like super lean for a long time, and I wasn't losing it anymore. So this time now, I'm not going to diet as far out, but I'm a diet starts now.
Yeah, because in the days leading up to the fight, when you were going through the weight cutting process, you did seem very gaunt. You seemed very tired walking around. Is there something you're going to do now to change it? Do you think delaying the diet a little bit longer will keep the energy for the days leading up to the fight?
It was hard to say, but this is quite funny, isn't it? Like, I looked like death, but I felt fine. And people always said to me, "Man, yeah, you look so." I was like, "Man, I actually felt good." It's like I looked terrible. Don't get me wrong, but I felt good. I've had weight cuts where I have felt really bad and stuff like that. But no, that weight cut, if you went by looks, yeah, I looked like hell, but I actually felt not too bad, to be honest.
You also kind of hinted yesterday that you don't think Ian McCall is going to make the walk in Dublin, or there could be a possibility because that he's not going to, he may not fight. Do you know if the UFC have someone lined up, if they have someone on standby?
No, I mean, it's just the sport, it's the nature of the sport. Fighters get injured. If you train properly and you train hard, you get injured. That's why I don't get excited about fights this far out. You know, not even for myself, I could get injured. You know, the week of the fight, I could, cut my face. You know, things happen. You know, I've got cut now.
I was just about to ask, how did that get there?
I'd done that sparring last week, and then I opened it up again last night, and I was just like, fuck. I should be wearing my face mask, and I was wearing it, and it was just getting on my nerves, so I took it off, and then like within 5 minutes I'm cut again. I'm like, oh shit.
You also mentioned about doing a lot of training down at Gym 01, but also you go over to the States for your camp. Do you like still going around the UK scene and getting training with the UK guys before you head over to the States?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a full-time athlete, so I train all year round. So in England I train full-time, so when I need to go bounce around and find a lot of people in my weight class to be able to train with, and in Gym 01 there's a lot of small guys down there, so I go down there and train. But then before every fight I'd always go to American Top Team to go there and train, because that's my camp. I train like Team Titan in England, but when I go to America, it's American Top Team. I go there, and it's not only just because there's a lot of great guys there. It's also just good to get away from your day-to-day life, and when I go there, it's easier to switch on, and everything's about me, focused about me.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I think American Top Team have some sort of complex for the fighters to stay in. I know Robert Whiteford's always posting pictures up. I think he stays with Nick Lentz. Yeah. Is that something you've availed of, or do you prefer to stay away from that and just come to the gym?
No, I actually I've been going there for years. So the first time I went there, I made good friends with Mike Thomas Brown, and now he's one of my best friends. He was my best man at my wedding, and so I just go stay at his house now. It's really easy for me. I just go there. It's like a second home for me.
So we look forward. I said something to you yesterday, and I think I may have worried you a little bit, saying that the Irish fans may get on your back.
Yeah, jeez.
Because the Irish people are a little bit vindictive by nature, they may not forget. Okay. So maybe I've prepared you for it. Maybe when you walk out, and if you get booed, at least you were prepared.
I was kind of like hoping that the Irish fans would embrace me as them, and like fighting against an American. But so I was hoping I'd get a little bit maybe of the hometown kind of crowd. But man, you got me worried. I'm like, damn, I hate
this. Is your appeal to the Irish fans, I suppose, to get behind it?
Yeah, I mean, like any fans are great. I don't care what country you're from or whatever like that. I like people to enjoy my fights, and if you're a fan of my fights, it's a great compliment to me. So no matter what country you're from, I always I fight for the fans, And like I say, even that fight with Seery, I made it as exciting as I could, but also winning the fight. make sure I win the fight. But you know, I try and make fights exciting for fans, knowing they're gonna go be there and they're gonna watch the fight. And if it's a boring fight, you know, it sucks for them. So I do have that in the back of my mind when I do fight, and I like to put on exciting fights. And there'll be no different, no matter who I fight. If McCall does come and I fight him, I'll put on a good fight. And if it's anyone else, I'll do my best to put on a good fight. You know?
And on that note, you mentioned him there, Neil Seery. He's been matched up for this card as well against Phil Harris. How do you think he's going to get on in that bout?
I know they fought each other before that. I was back in Cage Warriors, so I think it's an interesting matchup. You know, neither of them have got anything to lose. I think, you know. Well, maybe Neil has a little bit more, just because he's fighting in front of his home crowd. But you know, like you say, the Irish fans will get behind him, and you know, I think he'll rise to the occasion. But I've trained with Phil, and Phil's not, you know, good as well, and yeah, so it was very interesting. You know, I'll be like watching that backstage, and we're one eye, definitely.
Excellent, Brad. We appreciate the time. Best of luck in Dublin.